Welcome to this YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to talk about lifestyle of Bill Gates. So before starting this video, please like this video, and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. Bill Gates has been unseated as the world's second richest person. Here's how he spends his $129 billion fortune, from a luxury car collection to incredible real estate. Bill Gates, who has an estimated net worth of $129 billion, is no longer the world's second richest person. Elon Musk unseated Gates' title, but Gates is still one of 3 people in the world with a net worth over $100 billion. While Gates indulges in a few luxuries, they make up only a fraction of his fortune. He mainly spends his billions on charity through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and plans to give away most of his fortune. Gates has made some lavish purchases over the years, including a Washington estate worth $125 million, a private airplane, and a luxury car collection. More recently, he dropped $43 million on a 5,800 square foot home in Del Mar, California. But these indulgences make up only a fraction of his massive fortune, and Gates isn't known to throw his money around. In fact, Gates and his wife, Melinda, previously said it's unfair they're so rich. Instead of spending billions on themselves, they often donate it to charity through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. They've also pledged to give away most of their fortune through the Giving Pledge, which they launched in 2010. Bill Gates was born on October 28, 1955, in Seattle, Washington. Son of a lawyer and a schoolteacher, he was an argumentative but brilliant child. As a teenager, his appetite for knowledge was so great that he read the entire World Book Encyclopedia series from start to finish. His parents enrolled him at the Lakeside School, a rigorous Seattle private high school that future Microsoft co-founder Paul Allen also attended. Gates often credits his discovery of computers to the tools he gained at Lakeside. The experience and insight Paul Allen and I gained here gave us the confidence to start a company based on this wild idea that nobody else agreed with, that computer chips were going to become so powerful that computers and software would become a tool that would be on every desk and in every home, he said in a 2005 speech at the school. After graduating from Lakeside in 1973, Gates headed to Harvard. Though he entered as a pre-law major, he soon changed course, and quickly worked his way through the university's upper-level math and computer science classes. Harvard is where Gates met Steve Ballmer, whom he would later bring to Microsoft, and eventually promote to CEO of the company. Although they lived down the hall from each other in Currier House, they met during a graduate-level economics class. The pair remain good friends today. 2 years later, Gates dropped out of school to found Microsoft with Paul Allen. Though he never earned his bachelor's degree, Harvard awarded him an honorary doctorate in 2007. "I'm a bad influence. That's why I was invited to speak at your graduation," he said at the commencement ceremony. "If I had spoken at your orientation, fewer of you might be here today." While he was still in school, Gates started developing software for MIT's Altair, the world's first personal computer. In 1977, Gates and Allen moved to Albuquerque, New Mexico, where MIT's was based, to set up the young software company. Pictured here are the 11 original Microsoft employees. In 1979, Gates and Allen relocated Microsoft to their hometown of Seattle, first setting up shop in the suburb of Bellevue and later moving to Redmond. Microsoft released Windows in 1985 and went public in 1986. By 1987, 31-year-old Gates was a billionaire. In 1995, Gates became the richest man in the world, with an estimated fortune of $12.9 billion. He's been at or near the top of the list of the world's richest ever since. Keep watching for a look at how Gates spends his billions. Bill Gates, the co-founder of Microsoft, has an estimated net worth of $129 billion. He long held the title as the world's second richest person, until Elon Musk unseated him in November 2020. Now, Gates is the world's third richest person and part of a 3-man club, with Jeff Bezos and Musk, of people currently worth more than $100 billion. If he spent $1 million a day, it would take him more than 245 years to spend his fortune. Here's how he spends his money. Gates has invested in a variety of stocks and assets, and launched a $1 billion investment fund, Breakthrough Energy, with 20 others. Despite his massive fortune, Gates previously told Ellen DeGeneres that when he became a billionaire at age 31, history's youngest billionaire at the time, he didn't go on a spending spree. But he has indulged in things over time, he said, like a private plane. It's been reported that Gates owns a Bombardier BD700 Global Express, which costs $40 million and can seat up to 19 people. Gates also spent a lot on his estate, Xanadu 2.0, in Medina, Washington. It took him 7 years and $63 million to build. He purchased the lot for $2 million in 1988. At 66,000 square feet, his home is worth about $125 million today. In 2017, he paid $1,041,292.55 in property taxes on it, according to public filings. The estate has a trampoline room, which Gates told DeGeneres his 3 kids love. There are roughly $80,000 worth of computer screens sitting around the house. Devices worth $150,000 can display different paintings or photographs on the screens at a single touch. However, there are real paintings on the wall as well, like the Winslow Homer painting Gates purchased for $36 million in 1988. There's also a 60-foot pool, in its own separate, 3,900 square foot building. That's not to mention the 2,100 square foot library, home to a 16th century Leonardo da Vinci manuscript, that Gates bought at auction for $30 million in 1994. Gates reportedly pays to have sand imported from St. Lucia in the Caribbean to the shore surrounding his house. In addition to a home theater for 20 guests, 6 kitchens, and 24 bathrooms, Gates' house has various garages for 23 cars. It's perfect for Gates, an avid luxury car collector. His first big splurge after founding Microsoft was a Porsche 911 supercar, he told DeGeneres. He later sold it, and it was auctioned for $80,000. But that wasn't Gates' last Porsche. He also has a Porsche 959 in his car collection. Outside of his Washington pad, Gates also has a 4.5-acre vacation ranch in Wellington, Florida, with a 12,864 square foot mansion. He reportedly dropped $27 million to buy a whole string of properties in the area. The area is hotspot for wealthy equestrians. His daughter Jennifer is an accomplished equestrian, and he bought the property to support her passion. In California, he owns the 228-acre Rancho Paziana, which he purchased for $18 million. It includes a racetrack, orchard, and 5 barns. He added to his California real estate portfolio in 2020, dropping $43 million on an oceanfront home in Del Mar, California. It has 6 bedrooms, a 10-person jacuzzi, and a swimming pool. He also reportedly purchased a 492-acre Wyoming ranch, which listed for $8.9 million back in 2009. But Gates' real estate portfolio doesn't end there. He's made numerous investments through his personal investment firm, Cascade, including partial ownership of Charles Hotel in Cambridge, Massachusetts. He reportedly owns nearly half of the Four Seasons Holdings hotel chain through Cascade, including hotels in Atlanta and Houston. Gates shares 95% ownership with Prince Al-Walid bin Talal of Saudi Arabia. In 2013, Gates and several unnamed buyers paid $161 million for the Ritz-Carlton in San Francisco. As of 2014, it was reportedly worth $200 million. When he's not busy buying real estate or working, Gates needs a vacation or two to unwind. Bill Gates' vacation. He's also treated his family to a Mediterranean vacation on board the 439-foot superyacht Serene, which he chartered for $5 million a week. It included a helicopter. He previously said that he likes to play tennis and go skiing. He's also been spotted spectating at tennis matches. But Gates' downtime isn't always so adventurous. He's an avid reader, having indulged in quite the book collection. He's also an avid bridge player, as he once told Reddit. Gates hates to shop for himself, but did admit that he likes to buy nice things for his wife, Melinda. However, he once told Reddit that he doesn't like overspending on clothes and jewelry. But Gates' splurges are only a fraction of his massive fortune. He previously told The Telegraph, "I have no use for money." Instead, he often donates to or invests his money in good causes. Gates previously invested in Amyris, a synthetic biology company that originally produced precursors to malaria drugs and hydrocarbon-based biofuel. Today, it focuses on health through fragrances, skincare, and sweetener. In November 2017, Gates invested $50 million into Alzheimer's research. He continued these efforts by recently investing $30 million, with a group of investors into the Diagnostics Accelerator, a venture philanthropy fund to diagnose Alzheimer's earlier. Gates and Melinda are huge on philanthropy. They were recently named the most generous philanthropists in the US by the Chronicle of Philanthropy, having donated more than $36 billion to charitable causes through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Gates agreed to give away most of his fortune through the Giving Pledge, which he launched in 2010. The Gateses spent money traveling to Tanzania and other countries for charity work. In 2017, they donated $4.78 billion, mostly to projects run by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. They donated more than $2 billion in 2016 to causes related to global health and development and U.S. education. They've pledged about $2 billion to defeat malaria, donated more than $50 million to fight Ebola, and pledged $38 million to a Japanese pharmaceutical company working to create a low-cost polio vaccine. The Gates Foundation has also committed at least $2.5 billion to the GAVI Alliance, which works to improve access to vaccines in poor countries. Bill and Melinda also prioritize education. The Gates Foundation established the Gates Millennium Scholars Program, which has received $1.6 billion. It also partnered with the Dangote Foundation in 2016 to spend $100 million on eliminating malnutrition in Nigeria. When it comes to the future of his fortune, Gates is leaving $10 million to each of his children, a fraction of his net worth. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.